KUAM TV 8, your home for the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games. KUAM News Headlines is presented by Calvo's Insurance, serving Guam for 80 years. And brought to you by Matson and the Adahi Tanu program. Cars Plus, reminding you to put your phone down while driving. Distractions won't get you there. Heads up, Guam. IP&E, fueling excellence. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. And King's Restaurants, always open, always local, and serving up favorites for over 40 years.
Coming up on Prime Time, school resource officers are no longer in Guam's public schools. Adriana Cotero finds out why. Plus, the 2 inmates who'd escaped from DOC have been indicted. And our island is mourning the loss of former Democratic Party of Guam chairman, Kin Paris.
Good evening, everybody, and Hafa Day. Thanks so much for streaming us on Facebook Live. Hafa Day to all of you worldwide. Well, Guam's officers in blue in our top story have assumed the position of school resource officers. This news comes after the court system decided to not move forward with the program's extension. Our Adriana Cotero spoke with the Guam Education Department superintendent to hear the effect on high schools.
The School Resource Officers Program is a product of Judiciary of Guam Marshals patrolling the Guam Department of Education high schools. The service was set to expire by September 30th. Superintendent John Fernandez said a request for an extension was placed and GDOE approved the renewal. However, it wasn't until the SROs stopped stepping onto campus grounds that GDOE was made aware of their absence.
The Judiciary was the entity providing the SRO support through their marshals. So that meant that we had 2 SROs per high school, but we have 6 high schools, so we were rotating teams, the 3 teams that we had. So we've been reviewing that already, and we're preparing to issue another request for proposals to try to expand the number of SROs in our high schools and in our middle schools.
Is it concerning at all not having the SROs there right now, especially with all the violence that's been happening on the school grounds?
I would have been concerned if there weren't an interim plan in place, but in fact our administrators are actually giving us very positive feedback about the support that GPD is able to provide.
Hoping to see a revived program in the near future. But until then, GDOE's interim plan includes the Guam Police Department officers visiting the schools in the morning and during lunch breaks. These are the critical times needed, Fernandez added, that as a result of the officers patrolling, there have been an increase in alcohol reports on campus.
I know for JFK, our presence there has provided some positive results. I believe in the last week there was 2 incidences where we were able to take some minors into custody who were either under the influence of alcohol or in possession of alcoholic beverages.
In about 40 days, the solicitation for SRO's services will go out, and Fernandez said then they will see who bids and what proposals are made to continue the program. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Adriana Cotero.
Elsewhere, their mission is to feed the island's hungry, but one man who is on Guam seeking asylum and homeless says he was discriminated and treated inhumanly at a local soup kitchen. Sabrina Salas-Matanani reports.
An asylum seeker from Russia has filed a complaint in the district court against Kamlin Karadot. For almost 3 decades, the nonprofit organization has been providing services to the island's homeless and hungry. Fedor Simonov arrived on Guam on September 4th. He alleges he fled torture and harassment by state services from Moscow, Russia. He has a rare disease called Marfan syndrome, which requires medical supervision by geneticists who are absent in Guam. He is wheelchair-bound and in his mid-20s. According to the complaint, police brought him to Kamlin Karadot on September 20th because he was in need of humanitarian assistance. Simonov alleges that the manager of the organization drew attention to his Jewish identity, considering me a Jew, end quote. He also alleges there was an incident that occurred on October 13th about using the shower facilities. Simonov says he suffers from hygiene issues because of assistance he needs with taking a shower. Another incident occurred on October 14th. He alleges at this time program director Doris Royal began screaming at him and told him the institution is now closed to Simonov because he used the shower after he had twice been refused. The police were called. He alleges that the crowd at Kamlin Karadot began shouting at him, stating he had no right to anything, quote, that I was a spy, an enemy of the people, and should leave Guam. They began to throw me out into the street, pushing my stroller. When police arrived, these people made me leave the room by force, end quote. Simonov is alleging his human rights were violated and was discriminated against. He is seeking $500,000 in damages. Camelin Caridot is part of the Archdiocese of Agana Ministry to the Homeless. KUAM did speak with Royal, but she declined to comment. The Archdiocese, meanwhile, says soup kitchen staff confirm that among the persons, homeless or otherwise, that it feeds, there are now apparently a number of Russians whom it helps provide meals. The Archdiocese Ministry for the Homeless soup kitchen feeds all people in need, regardless of race, religion, or ethnic background. Other than that statement, they deferred comment to its legal counsel because it is a legal matter. KUAM is waiting for additional comment. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Sabrina Salas, Matsinani.
All right, thanks, Bree. In other news tonight, the leader of the Guard Recruiting Assistance Program fraud federal case was sentenced to a year and a day imprisonment, a full restitution of almost $43,000, and 3 years supervised release. The court granted the defendant, Anthony Niraroy's, request to self-surrender. Chief Judge Frances Sidinko Gatewood stated she would place a recommendation for the prison term to begin next year in order for the defendant to complete his semester at UOG. He pleaded guilty to 4 counts of theft of government property and wire fraud. From August of 2007 to September of 2011, the National Guardsman, Niraroy's, organized the criminal offense by using co-defendant Roderick Niramekur's GRAP account and bank account number to recruit potential soldiers and steal credit. During his sentencing, Niraroy's apologized, stating he has many regrets and shame, and this will be a substantial lesson learned. He said, quote, "Today marks a new chapter in my life, Your Honor. Despite the unfortunate distress I've endured, I believe it's God's will for me to be on this journey, and I thank the Lord every day for the abundance of love and support." Well, the 2 halfway house inmates who escaped from DOC a week and a half ago have been indicted. Johnny Del Rosario and Johnny Atalig were officially indicted for felony escape. The 2 walked out of the halfway house, got into a truck, and were free for 12 hours before self-surrendering. They go to an arraignment on the 23rd. The internal investigation is being handled by GPD at the request of DOC's director. We spoke with GPD Chief Steve Ignacio about how his agency is assisting DOC to find this latest incident at the Department of Corrections.
The Guam Police Department's Criminal Investigation Division is actively investigating the escape, and we're wrapping up that investigation at this point. Yeah.
Subsequently, 5 DOC officers, including the warden, were placed on leave as the inquiry is underway. Speaking of the Guam Police Department, Guam's Finest is asking for the community's help for information related to a break-in at the Tamuning Post Office that occurred last Monday. GPD says when an employee walked to the office, noticed the door was pried open and several mailboxes were forced open, and it appears that their contents had been rummaged through.
We're going to work closely with the federal side on this and try to reach out and do our best to apprehend the perpetrators involved in this, because this is federal property. So we're going to extend to the other side and see where we can actually provide assistance to this investigation.
That's, of course, Sergeant Paul Tapau, who says it's too early to tell whether drugs could be connected to the case. If you have any information, please submit it online. You can go to guam.crimestoppersweb.com and do so anonymously. Well, last week, former GURA Executive Director Marcel Camacho was on the witness stand, and this week, another previous leader for the agency has testified. Mike Duenas was Executive Director during the second mishap that the former GURA board members in trial are facing misdemeanor charges for. In 2015, the board would poll matters via email, and then the vote results would be ratified at the following board meeting. The action defendants, David Sablan, Rollin Selvage, and Cecile Suda's case, includes the decision on travel credit card expenses and arrangements made. It was stated in court Duenas was indicted on a pair of charges for criminal misconduct that included the April 2015 polling. Trial continues tomorrow with defense's cross-examination. Well, as you now well know because you were paying attention to social media, the tropical storm watch for Guam was canceled this morning. Civil Defense, however, urges the community to stay vigilant and up to date with the latest information in case there are changes to what's now known as Typhoon Bualoi's track. Any southward shift in the storm's track could bring heavier winds and rain to Guam. A typhoon warning remains in effect for Tinian and Saipan, and a typhoon watch is in effect for Rota. CNMI Acting Governor Arnold Palacios has already sent a letter to President Trump requesting an emergency declaration, which has been approved. The acting governor emphasized that the CNMI is still in the midst of recovery from last year's impact of Super Typhoon U2, which devastated the NMI. Well, back on Guam, Revan Tax will mail over 560 tax refunds totaling approximately $1.5 million, with refunds garnished to repay government debts for returns filed on or before April the 27th. They are catching up. Well, in some sad news this evening, former chairperson of the Democratic Party of Guam, Kin Perez, has died. He spent a lifetime in public service, holding multiple positions in GovGuam, including the Port Authority, GPA, and the legislature. He also worked for Madeline Berdaya when she was lieutenant governor and also when she was our congressional delegate. Ken Perez also served as a board member for the Historic Preservation Review Board as well as the Guam Election Commission. Here's Governor Lou Leon Guerrero on the passing of a proud Guamanian and lifetime civil servant.
He is a good friend of myself and also of the family, a very strong friend of my brother Tony, who has passed, and he will be missed. It was a surprise and a sad day for us here at our island and also for the Democratic Party. He's been a very strong, staunch supporter, and he will be missed.
The governor also delivered her heartfelt condolences to Ken's children, as well as his family and friends that know him very well. We also send them our sympathies. Well, please stay tuned. We are back after this.
Get up-to-the-minute news, plus access to alerts, streaming radio, promotions, and more on your mobile device by downloading the KUAM News mobile app, available at the App Store now.
You didn't ask for it, but boy, are you gonna want it. Say cheese. The new stuffed Cheez-It Pizza, available only at Pizza Hut. Now part of the 5 and Up lineup. You're welcome.
Half a day, I'm in the club.
Half a day, welcome to Two Lovers Point.
Half a day, I'm in the club.
Matson is in this community. We've been in this community for decades. We're gonna be in this community for decades to come. Things will get busy, things will get quiet, but we're gonna be here. We're your hometown carrier. And that matters to us.
Reliability is the core of our business. We take pride in ensuring that we arrive in Guam on time as scheduled.
It's our local employees who understand the market, who understand the business, and provide that hard work for you each and every day.
When we hold ourselves to high standards, our customers also hold us to high standards. We establish good business relationships that turn into friendships. That's why it's so important to be here and be trusted by your customers. We want you to trust Matson like your friend, like your family.
Hi, I'm Normani Corday, and my mom is a breast cancer survivor. You can increase your chances of finding breast cancer early when it's easier to treat by getting your regular mammograms. So please talk to your doctor today and see if you're due for your mammogram. Early detection through regular mammograms can save lives like my mom. Learn more from the American Cancer Society at cancer.org/breast cancer screening or call 1-800-227-2345.
It's a special delivery to your inbox every week with your KUAM News Roundup, program advisories, and promotions. Sign up for the weekly KUAM Digital Digest today on KUAM.com.
Welcome back, everybody. Although conclusive testing will likely not be done on human remains found inside a firing range, bone fragments discovered there probably do not belong to ancient Chamorros. Chris Barnett has more.
Acting State Historic Preservation Officer Patrick Lujan provides more insight into human remains inadvertently discovered on construction grounds at the military's live fire training range. The latest finding of human bone fragments found at the beginning of the month in a push pile of cleared forestation. Another set of bone fragments also found at a site that had been inadvertently discovered previously in late September. Lujan says no dating or DNA testing has been done of bone fragments.
Those are real hard to tell because of the exposure. They weren't buried remains, so to speak, so they were exposed for decades. When you do that, it becomes bleached, it becomes brittle, and almost impossible to test for DNA. So the thought process with that is that these are either World War II era or post-World War II era remains.
He also clarified whether or not the military was advised by the SHPO's office to leave the remains in place. He says he only asked that remains be left in place so that senators would be able to see them when they went on a field trip to the firing range last week. However, the Navy was not able to honor that request, according to Lujan.
Navy decided that because of the weather and the possibilities of erosion or what have you, then they removed it.
Lujan also said storing remains in paper bags and cardboard boxes is an accepted form of containment for archaeological finds. Some senators had commented on the storage of remains during their field trip to the firing range last week.
It is. If you look at the Hornbostel collection from the ancient remains of years past, actually that's the best way of protecting the remains.
Lujan could not immediately say which of the military's mitigation plans for recent inadvertently discovered sites has been approved by his office, but he did say that on a recent trip to Washington, D.C., he was able to share with Pentagon brass concerns from local activists.
We send the message of how the activists feel about it, and just the feel of the island, the status of the flow of and the amount of work that's put into this, and gave them some suggestions on how we can work better moving forward especially with another with the bigger piece of the firing range still to come.
For Guam's News Network, Chris Barnett reports.
Today was a perfect day for a cruise ship to stop by our island, as GVB's Pilar Laguarnia says more than 3,000 passengers and crew members of the megaship, the Carnival Splendor, enjoyed a beautiful Sunday afternoon on Guam. Nestor Lacanto reports.
GVB President Laguarnia says the Bureau pulled out all the stops in welcoming the passengers who spent less than a full day here sightseeing and shopping.
Many of them left with knowing that the people of Guam has a very warm hospitality, friendly people, as they tell us, and they thought the island was so beautiful. So we hope that they will spread the word to all of their friends and families about their impressions to Guam as they move on to their next destination.
Cruise ships, especially of this size, don't stop here that regularly. But Governor Leon Guerrero has assembled a task force that includes GVB, GITA, and the port to recommend ways to further develop a local cruise industry. Laguarnia says globally, it's a huge business.
It has a lot of opportunity for growth, and I believe from the shoreline director that I spoke to yesterday that total cruise rooms on ships are less than 1% of the total hotel inventory around the world. So there's a vast opportunity there for us to cultivate it.
She says while the passengers on the Carnival Splendor boarded in the U.S. West Coast and sailed here from Hawaii, there are more countries in the Asia-Pacific region that are investing in new ships.
Such as Singapore, China, Japan has a very vibrant cruise industry. So these are areas that we need to look more closer to and develop new opportunities for our island.
And Laguarnia says she couldn't have wished for a better send-off for the passengers. It was a gorgeous Guam sunset as they sailed to their next stop in Singapore. For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lacanto.
Well, it is a big step forward in the airport's plan to refund debt and free up more money for capital improvements. International ratings agency Moody's and S&P have released the results of their ratings reviews of the airport's financial health, with agency executive manager Tom Addis saying officials from the airport, GITA and BBMR in the Bay Area making a presentation.
They have since come back and reaffirmed the ratings that we have had in the past, that we are basically a stable investment grade agency. The next step now is to take that rating and be able to go out to the bond market and make investor calls and sell these bonds.
The airport, the former senator says, wants to take advantage of more favorable interest rates with which to borrow new money to pay off current higher interest debt. Addis says they'll also restructure what they owe to achieve some $20 million in debt service capital over the next 24 months.
Most importantly is that we want to use approximately $10 million. We want to make sure that that's available as a local match to federal grants, FAA grants that are available out there, approximately $100 million for airport improvement project.
ATA also adds they want to conduct much-needed rehabilitation to various runway and apron areas for aircraft safety. Some of the funding will be used to update the airport's master plan. Well, downtown, the Hagåtña Pool is reopened after being closed for about 2.5 weeks. Parks and Rec says the contractor has completed repairs to its filtration system. The pool has revised hours effective tomorrow. That's 7 to 11 in the morning and 3 to 6 in the afternoon, Tuesday through Sunday. Well, the Guam Department of Education has received 10,000 multi-purpose bags donated generously by CTSI Logistics Guam and the Tan Holdings family. The contribution is in honor of the former's 30th anniversary on Guam, with the latter, Tan Holdings President Jerry Tan, as an alumni of JFK and UOG. He says the donation is through the company's foundation named after his father, Tan Siew Lin, and that the foundation works closely with education. The bags are valued at $250,000 in total, and GDOE's John Fernandez said they'll benefit high school students in need. Well done. 7 new vehicles in other news have been added to GPD's fleet this morning. 6 Mitsubishi Outlanders and 1 GMC truck were presented to GPD with an estimated price tag of almost $200,000. The truck was purchased by the Office of Highway Safety, with the Outlanders bought with monies from federal funds and other funding sources. AutoSpot won the bid for the vehicle purchase. The new cop cars provide support for officers and what they need to continue to serve the people of the community and assure the safety and security of the island. Further down the island, the Port Authority of Guam is celebrating 44 years of service and kicked off Port Week festivities with a flag-raising ceremony this morning. Governor Leon Guerrero noted in a speech that the port continues to blaze the trail of progress in Gov Guam, adding that despite having many obstacles in the way, the agency continues to adapt and move forward with board policy and a modernization program that benefits the island and the entire region. The week will conclude with an Employees Award celebration Thursday at Government House in Agana Heights. Well, we have a special presentation for you now. As with October being Breast Cancer Awareness Month, tonight we begin a special 5-part series with our Joan Ogun-Charfus, who introduces you to members of the community and who they think pink for.
Think Pink Together, Guam, brought to you by KUAM Communications in partnership with American Cancer Society, Island Cancer Center, and Guam Service Pros.
Vince Moffness is a general sales manager for Cars Plus Guam, and he is one of several men who are taking part in American Cancer Society's 2019 Real Men Wear Pink campaign. He says he decided to participate this year because he wanted to honor and remember his mother, Annie Marie Adam Moffness.
I lost my mom 14 years ago to cancer, and you know, she's old school, tough lady, but you know, unfortunately the cancer took her life, and she suffered, and that, you know, that bothered me.
Moffness, who is the second oldest out of 8 siblings, said his mom had called a family meeting one day, noting she had something important to tell them.
Unfortunately, it was bad news. She went through the steps that the doctor recommended, and I know she did the chemo. It bothered her where I guess she had the metallic taste in her mouth that she couldn't eat nothing.
Moffness said after undergoing treatment, his mother was on the road to remission, but unfortunately, the cancer came back, and this time more aggressive.
She shared with my younger sister that, you know, she's lived a long life at 71, and it's taking a toll on her body. So she stopped doing the chemo.
He recalls the moment he realized his mom was ready to let go.
The hardest part is when we're at Naval Hospital and she said, she whispered in my ear, "Steve boy," you know, that always gets me.
His mother fought till the very end and passed away on May 27th, 2005.
The way they were raised, there's, you know, no motion, you know, they just took care of business and didn't show people that they were hurting.
Being a part of the Real Men Wear Pink campaign, he says it's his time to step up and help the other families and individuals who are affected by cancer.
With the research and the technology, I know that they're coming, hopefully soon in our lifetime, that they'll come up with a cure for it.
In the meantime, he urges the importance of getting screened and keeping up to date with checkups.
We got to go in and get checked. Please do it, you know. Do it for yourself and do it for your family.
Think Pink Together, Guam, brought to you by KUAM Communications in partnership with American Cancer Society, Island Cancer Center, and Guam Service Pros.
Think Pink Day is tomorrow, the 22nd, and we want the entire community to get involved as we promote breast cancer awareness. Please get your friends, families, coworkers, and classmates to wear pink in support of breast cancer awareness. You can also download a customizable template on our website and post pictures on social media using the hashtag ThinkPinkGuam about who you are supporting, and we thank you for participating alongside us here at KUAM. Well, please stay tuned. Sports is coming up next.
Make every day a plus.
Choose, press, play. Check out the latest flicks at home on Docomo Pacific View It On Demand, powered by TiVo. Here's our top picks for the month. Choose, press, play, and enjoy endless entertainment with View It On Demand, powered by TiVo on Docomo Pacific. Better together.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist. Over 20 years of experience.
This would be awkward if you were sharing these nachos with anyone but yourself. Nachos are now a meal with your choice of double the seasoned beef or slow-cooked shredded chicken, plus a medium drink. The Grande Nachos Box, only at Taco Bell.
KUAM Sports is presented by Triple J.
What's up, Guam? Dave Delgado here for KUAM Sports. Thanks for watching. We get the show started tonight with girls high school volleyball semifinals from the JFK gym as the Knights face the Islanders. Check it out. After finishing the IIAAG girls volleyball regular season undefeated, the JFK Islanders look to continue riding their hot streak at home. Visiting the Islanders were the St. John's Knights, who brought a big cheering crowd with them. After an early Haley Wigston kill that tied the game at 2 apiece, the number 4 seed St. John's team never trailed in the first set and led by as many as 7 points before closing out the set 25-15. JFK would regroup in the second set and return the favor, taking a 9-4 lead. The Knights stayed calm and scored 6 unanswered points to jump ahead 10-9. Kiana Rivera gave the spark the home team needed to put her team ahead 19-13 after a big shot. JFK took the set 25-23. St. John's took the third set 25-18 and a 2-1 lead in the best of 5 sets. The fourth set went in favor of the home team 28-26. In the fifth and final set, the visiting Knights closed out the match 15-13 for the upset. St. John's moves on to face the ND Royals in a rematch of last year's championship game. ND picked up the win in the other semifinal game over the Academy Cougars in 4 sets, 26-25, 24-26, 25-21, 25-21. It only took one half of football for the Father Duenas Friars to earn their trip back to the IIAAG Boys High School Football Championship game. The Friars defeated the Simon Sanchez Sharks 21-0. Friday night's game was eventually called off at halftime due to injuries sustained by the Sharks. FD went straight to their offensive line to open up holes and scored the first touchdown of the contest off a run by Kyle Gogui. The point after kick was good by Bobby Haddock. Friars led 7-0 in the first quarter. All-Island offensive MVP Kian Artero punched in 2 more scores, one off a 40-plus yard run and the other from 20 yards out. With the win, the Friars will now face GW in the title game. The Geckos pulled off a 20-7 win at home against the Guam High Panthers to meet FD in the ship. GW will be looking to avenge last year's loss to the Friars. The two teams have history of close games and pack the field when they suit up against one another. Ian Napati broke through the line and followed his fullback, who was able to get the block on the linebacker. Napati went in for the long touchdown run. GW cruised to a 20-0 lead in the third quarter. The Panthers scored their only touchdown of the game off a quarterback keeper on the goal line from Trayvon Jacobs. This year's title game between the Geckos and Friars will be played at GW this Saturday at 7 p.m. The consolation game between the Sharks and Panthers will be held on Friday at 7 p.m. Turning over to some bowling news out of Central Lanes, second seed Michael Gadia grabbed his second 2019 Aloha Made King of the Lanes monthly title by topping Justin Mignola in the finals, 202 to 178. Gadia joins RJ Santos and Noah Timinglow as multiple title winners in the event this year as they prepare for the year-end grand finals. Third seed Chris Leal beat out fourth seed Ben Timinglow in the Prince of the Lanes finals to earn his first title of the year and qualify for the year-end grand finals. The Aloha Made King and Prince of the Lanes monthly tournament continues November 10th at 9:30 in the morning at the Central Lanes Bowling Center as the island's top bowlers will duke it out in the final month of qualifying before the prestigious year-end grand finals.
It is the spirit within us, our soul, our essence that drives us to seek a better way, to create beauty and enrich the senses, to inspire fulfilling lives, to be at one with our earth and protect those who we love. Only by taking on challenges do we change the world for the better.
Okay. Can I be to Alan, please?
Attention passengers of flight AJ3004, your flight has been delayed.
It's the flavor that makes you go, woo. McDonald's new spicy barbecue glazed tenders and chicken sandwich. Made with tender, juicy, all-white meat chicken.
Available in 4, 6, or 10-piece chicken tenders. Try the spicy barbecue crispy chicken sandwich too.
Finally, what you've been waiting for, all of you. Tonight's Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club.
All right, everybody, as we head back to the work week, we say happy birthday, led off by Jonathan, who celebrates birthday number 13. To our grandson, may all your days be blessed and your life fulfilled. Lots of love from Grandma Ree, Papa Major, and your families on Guam and Texas. Guam proud, Texas strong, they say. Joel Juan Garrido Crisostomo, or Joel, as it might be. Happy 19th birthday from Mom, Dad, and your sister, Joy Joy. And a very happy birthday to one of our own here at KUAM, our very own production guy extraordinaire, Jacob Sablan. May your birthday be sprinkled with fun and laughter. Have a great day, Daddy. Hugs and kisses coming from Zane and Zariah. And happy belated birthday wishes going out to Vander Napoti, who had a birthday on the 18th. Also, Javier Jude Mendiola Castro. It's been a privilege to watch you grow into a wonderful young man you are today. As you celebrate another year of life, remember how much you have touched the lives of everyone around you. Love you always, say Papa Ed and Mama May. Javier had a birthday on the 19th. On the 20th, Alicia Ungakta had a birthday, and this is from John Roy, Anaya Lay, Grandma and Grandpa. And also celebrating a birthday on the 20th, Joe St. Augustine. Happy birthday blessings, love the family, and your grandbaby, Aria Rick. Happy birthday to each and every one of you.
All right, go to KUAM.com if you would like to register for the birthday club. And please stay tuned, a very special presentation is next. Adriana Cotero with the first episode of The Greater Good. Stay tuned, that's coming.